Okay, we are back. We are tornado warned. However, we do have an extremely dangerous situation. Again, we do have an extremely dangerous situation moving through Weatherford as we speak. With that being said, we also have a tornado warning for the southern Fort Worth metro. We came back. I'm sorry about leaving. This is a tornado warning for Crescent and Annetta South. But on top of that, we do have a pocket here of 80 to 90 mile per hour wind feeding back into Weatherford. This is hurricane force winds and or tornado-like winds, whichever one you say there. I'm going to have to switch over to black coloring. This is a major pocket here of the wind. This is a very big time pocket of wind here. We're also watching that rotation. It's tightened up here in the last few scans. It also has weakened in the last few scans, which is certainly good news. So we're going to keep our focus here on the Weatherford area. This is going to be moving into downtown Fort Worth. This is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning that could make its way to Fort Worth, Forest Hill, Arlington, North Richland Heights. This, again, 90 mile per hour winds are possible. The highest wind gust is 85, so they definitely have this. No, they still have it at 80. But as of about 14 minutes ago, measured 85 mile per hour wind gust on weather station about 5 miles south of Brock. That, again, that's coming from this destructive cell. Also, with the tornado warning, the rotation has kind of dissipated. And this is how quick these things go up. It's starting to try to form there, forms, and then it just goes away. And that's your threat there. And we do have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for Sulphur Springs, which I do agree with that rear jet, the rear jet's kicking into that one as well. So, again, this is an extremely dangerous situation. This grew over mineral wells as we were about to end as well. And I'm just now able to get back live. I went to do something and couldn't stop. So, Weatherford, you guys are experiencing it right now. Willow Park, Ildo, you guys are next in this destructive warning. Your phone should have went off. Take it as if it is a tornado. You do not, again, you do not have to go into a basement or a storm cellar. But that is probably a basement, if you have it, that is probably preferred. Because with the winds, we had an 85 gust here. So, with that, 80. So you're looking at maybe up to 90, 95 mile per hour wind gusts here. That's going to do a lot of damage to walls and could possibly rip a roof off. I mean, there's always that possibility. This is, again, moving into the Fort Worth metro. And this, I don't think it's going to stop. I do think we see a new destructive warning for this stuff here. Specifically for the When it ends, it'll be about right there. So I do think we see that new destructive warning get issued for this area here. That's my thoughts on the destructiveness here. Severe thunderstorm moving through Fort Worth right now with a tornado warned cell, with a tornado warned part of it. I mean, it's right over Crescent. The original rotation that got warned did die off a little bit, so certainly good news, but 80-mile-per-hour winds is insane. To go through an area like Fort Worth, that's going to be extremely dangerous. You may be wondering why our tornado graphic isn't up when we do obviously have a tornado warning. This is an extremely dangerous situation. Tornado-like wind speeds expected. Mobile homes and high-profile vehicles are especially susceptible to winds of this magnitude and may be overturned. If you're in Fort Worth and you live in a mobile home, you need to get back, you need to find a substantial shelter, not a mobile home or a vehicle. These are the winds that overturn vehicles. This is, again, tornado-like winds. There's some rotation over Crescent. So, we still have the considerable severe thunderstorm warning for Abilene, as we do have golf balls falling from the sky. So again, destructive severe thunderstorm warning and a new flash flood warning for Fort Worth Metro, for the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro. Again, Fort Worth, we're going to rename the title for you guys. When you guys get this, it's bad. It's real bad. Destructive winds in Fort Worth, Texas. So, again, this is going to be moving into the Fort Worth Metro here in the next few minutes. They did drop that tornado warning. I figured they would. The tornado threat has diminished and the tornado warning has canceled. Also with that, they have moved that destructive warning to Weatherford, just out of Weatherford here. Willow Park, Eldu, you guys are now seeing the brunt impacts of this, the high winds, tornado-like winds. Again, this is a major situation going into Fort Worth. If these winds can hold, I would not doubt, again, a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for most of Tarrant County. Just like that. I would not be surprised to see a destructive warning there. This one expires in 22 minutes. We do see the major winds moving into Longview as well. I didn't think this could sustain a tornado threat because of the rain-cooled air. You see the storms that have already marched through here. These little cells here as well. And then this here, you know, that doesn't help its case, but it's there. Also, Sulphur Springs, you are seeing the equivalent as well. So, it'll be interesting to see what the National Weather Service does. Again, this is very, very high winds. Again, we're looking here at 80 upwards is to 80, 90 mile per hour right there. Your greatest winds are right here. That's your greatest winds right there. That does include areas of Aildu and Willow Park. Major damage coming from Weatherford as well. I mean, major damage. We're going to take a listen into the Tarrant County operations to kind of listen in, see what's happening there in Tarrant County. We are going to tap into Skywarn, so this is ham radio.
Okay, we're just worried about you.
This is the Skywarn network. You guys hear this? This is ham radio. So. Again, this is Skywarn network that we are listening into.
UCT, during the flashes, I can see what looks like a wall cloud, but no rotation.
At least it's not rotating.
What direction from your location, please? Southwest. Okay, thank you very much.
I believe this is ham radio.
You're still at 820 and I-30, right? Affirmative.
Pretty sure he just said negative. Well, if he did, they're gonna see.
85 ZLE. 85 ZLE, go. Kilo Alpha 5 Zulu Lima Echo at the Diesel Fire Department. Winds from the west at 5 miles per hour, but no hail.
Okay.
Copy. We're going to confine our reports, please, to 50+ mile-an-hour winds. Any hail, damaging hail, and any damage, please, for Tarrant County. BCZ. BCZ, go. KF5 BCZ, Mapsco 99. Okay, the rain is picked up. The winds are estimated at 50 miles an hour. This is KF5 BCZ. All right, Mapsco 99, thank you. Winds estimated 50 miles an hour.
That is Skywarn spotters doing their job.
UWM. Go ahead, Mark. Mapsco 100 kilo, same report. Forest Hill, Kennedale area. 100 kilo, same report, estimated 50 mile an hour winds. What direction, Mark? Southwest.
Okay, destructive severe thunderstorm warning for Fort Worth. I knew they were going to do that. This is a destructive storm for Fort Worth, White Settlement, Sandbrook, Edgecliff, and Forest Hill. New warnings, by the way.
Forest Hill, Kennedale area, possible winds at 80 miles an hour. Anyone down in that area? Forest Hill, Kennedale. KB0.
Actually, that
KV0DVJ, please. Let us know what you experience in a few minutes.
actually, he said that wrong. You're supposed to go like that. Phonetic alphabet. Kilo, Fox, Alpha, Vector, Victor. I think that's what he said. Yeah, that's phonetic alphabet. You're supposed to do that.
Alpha, Victor, Victor, go.
Alpha, Victor, Victor.
Alpha Victor Victor, Mesoscale 106 Papa, Shelby and Forest Hill. No high winds yet. We'll keep an eye out.
We do not have a high risk. I don't think I'm using my high risk. Yeah, I'm not. This is a moderate risk, however. We're just listening in to Skywarn spotters as the storm rolls through the Fort Worth area. And new warnings are popping up so much, I need to mute that. Again, this is coming into Benbrook now. We should be getting a report because I know someone's in Benbrook. Oof. I know someone's...
This is K5TXE, Fort Worth Races. Reports 50 mile an hour plus winds, large hail, and or damage. Only, please.
You're supposed... no tornado warnings at this time. We did have one just a few minutes ago, but that rotation died off. This is ham radio, so so many new warnings are getting issued. Oh, I don't like that. We have a new destructive warning for Abilene, so let's take a look at that now. This is for the 70 mile per hour. Oh no, that's 80 mile per hour winds. Sorry, excuse me. 80 mile per hour winds heading into Abilene.
This is K5TXE, Fort Worth Races. Following high winds moving across the southern part of Tarrant County. Reports only 50 mile an hour plus.
Yeah, we know that.
Large hail or damage, K5TXE.
K5TXE. Kilo 5. I don't remember the rest. Horrible memory. So back here. This is the reason we're watching this more intently is because this is, again, impacting areas of Fort Worth, very populated. Here's your strongest winds right there. Pocket of 80 in there.
Arlington is sounding their sirens again. W5, give me one.
I was about to say, you probably want to say your call sign.
Copy, Arlington, sounding siren.
Alright, Arlington is sounding their tornado sirens. There is no tornado warning. Again, I do want to stress, this is not a tornado warning. This is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. I'm surprised Fort Worth is not sounding their sirens. I'm surprised any of these areas are not sounding sirens. Okay, so this red blob, we have essentially broken radar. You have such strong winds that radar can't keep up. So it tries to replace it. Or we'll wait for a new scan there. I'm starting to see that bow echo here as well. That's only enhancing the winds there. It's a really dangerous situation for the Fort Worth Metro. And Forest Hill. Yeah,
UCT 57 wind gust from the west.
57. I'd love to know where these
Copy,
people are.
Thank you. 50 miles an hour from the west measured at 820 and I-30 west side Fort Worth.
West Fort Worth somewhere. Okay.
Apply uniform.
Uniform. JPU go.
Local 5 Juliet, apply uniform. Mexico 87 Romeo. Wind is estimated at 50. Heavy rain. Can't tell if we have any hail tonight. Kilo Golf 5 Juliet, apply uniform, back to net control.
Actually, I don't even have a spotter network.
I need a wind direction, please.
So I thought I said west, and it's estimated at 50 out of the west.
Copy, thank you.
50. If this is all this is, that's really good news. Again, really good news if all of this is 50, but again, as this blob of red, that should go back in a minute, as it goes into the area, you're probably seeing 80, maybe upwards as to 90 mile per hour winds. I wouldn't throw it.
This is K5TXC, Fort Worth Races. Severe thunderstorm
So,
remains in effect until 11:45 p.m. for southeastern Parker County. Severe thunderstorm is located near Aledo or near Benbrook, moving east at 40 miles an hour. This is a destructive storm for Aledo and Annetta. 80 mile an hour wind gusts, quarter size hail, and that will affect Benbrook also. K5TXC, Fort Worth Races.
yeah, this will also affect Benbrook.
LTZ. LTZ, go.
If any,
I've relocated to Mexico 118 November on FM 1187, just east of Whiskey Flats. About 2 minutes ago, wind gusts estimated about 50 miles an hour came through, and much heavier rain started. W5 LTZ.
you can hear the rain. It sounds like static, but you can hear the rain, so I don't have it too loud for you guys.
Give me wind direction, please.
North-northwest, W5 LTZ.
50 estimated north-northwest wind.
That's your strongest winds right there. Yeah, I don't know where that road he just said was. Somewhere in this area. Again, this is a destructive storm, 80 mile per hour winds, 1.75 inch hail. I really don't even think your hail's that big. I'm sorry, they did downgrade it to 1 inch hail. When this warning was first issued, it was 1.75 inch. So that is my bad. My apologies there. So for Springs, you guys are fine. The destructive severe thunderstorm warning should be allowed to expire at any second now. The winds have died down where you are. And this is our main focus now.
This is K5TXC, Fort Worth Races. Still watching area in southern Tarrant County. Moving across from Parker County. Winds possible to 80 miles an hour.
Yes. That's why it's destructive, is the 80 mile per hour winds. Hey, we have it back! The blob is gone. The highest I'm seeing is 101. We're not seeing that on the ground. We're probably seeing 90 there. 90 to 85, and then you got your 90, so that's probably 75, 80 right there. On the ground. I'm not seeing any areas that are trying to rotate. Also, you guys could see the green moving through like that, and then it's just all that. That was boundary. So again, your strongest winds are contained right in here.
0 DVJ K5TXC.
That is your strongest
0
winds.
DVJ. Have you got any winds through that area yet?
Negative. Very still at the moment. Less than 10 out of the northwest at Sublint and 287 Kennedale. KB0 DBJ.
Yeah, it's not even near Kennedale yet.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, that's for your strongest.
Grace, please. KB0DVJ K5TXC.
I mean, that's where the strongest winds are, and this is Kennedale. So I'm kind of trying to figure out that call out.
KF5 Alpha Victor Victor K5TXC.
Go for Alpha Victor Victor.
Any change in your situation?
Negative. It's about as still as the previous supercells.
Okay, yeah, eerie silence. Thank you.
The beep beep you guys are hearing, so you'll hear beep beep like that. That's a new warning.
This is K5TXC 43C. Still watching the winds coming across from Parker County. Looks like they're following along I-20 down to the Southern County line. Anyone experiencing 50-plus mile-an-hour winds, large hail, or damage?
And I think that. I thought I muted it. I thought I muted it. Yeah, we're gonna have to query passive true.
Kilo Golf 5 Juliet uniform. I'd like to give you an update. I would say that since we're having heavy rain, thunderstorms, the wind is still out of the west, estimated at 50, and I would say gusting in excess of 50 miles an hour at this time. KG5JP, back to net control.
Okay, it should be passive true now.
Copy your soda 87 Romeo.
Correct, Mexico 87 Romeo.
Again, this is your strongest winds. They're currently in Benbrook.
My exact location again.
Yes, give me that again, please.
I'm at the corner of Timberline Drive and Vernon Castle Avenue in Benbrook.
Okay, I'm gonna. That's Morse code. I don't know if you guys heard that. That was Morse code. The beep 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 beep. That's Morse code. Okay, I'm gonna mute that for you guys so you guys don't have to listen to it.
1 from the northwest.
I sent us a.
Probably 71 mile-an-hour measured from the northwest, Interstate 820 and I-30 west side of Fort Worth.
Okay, we just got a 71 mile per hour wind gust measured over spotter network right here. Oh, that was just heard over the spotter network, not spotter network, but the Skywarn network there in Tarrant County. So. Again, that's your strongest wind. That wind field is dying. However, again, we did see a 71 somewhere in here on 820 and 30. So. Also, so you guys don't have to hear the bing, 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 bing. So, I mean... Hopefully this does weaken off. I am seeing where we are getting some convergence here, which may result in a tornado near, it's just south of Selburne. That is going to be something to watch really closely. Excuse me, I'm tired.
Victor, sounds like Everman has activated their sirens.
I don't know who just activated their sirens. I thought that was a wind report, but that was not. Oh, that's why I unmuted it there. About to come across the radar here soon. Once we get into Fort Worth, it'll be worth going onto the towers. Maybe it's worth right now. We do have a new destructive severe thunderstorm warning for Quitman, Lendale, Tyler, Longview, Gilmer, and Pittsburgh, as well as South Mount Pleasant, which I'm actually way too familiar with Mount Pleasant. So here we are. Your winds have definitely died down. We're not seeing that pocket here as we once were. Let me download the frame. Give me 1 second while I get the frame, because I just moved it radar. As we once did, we had this pocket here of 80 to close to 90, and it is since weakened. So that's certainly good news. And we're also not looking up as high, so 840 feet up in the air, you may be seeing 80 mile per hour, which will transpire into like 75 down on the ground. I think it's like a 5 mile per hour difference after 1,000 feet. When you get to about 300, under 500 feet, it's like 2-3 mile per hour. And then next up is ground level. Or after that, actually, you know, you don't have the best data. Again, we're about to enter a point where I don't like the data we receive. Because we're in that hole where the radar is looking like this, and it's straight up essentially into the storm. Again, don't be driving out in this unless you physically have to. Again, I do see that weakening off. It's getting pushed behind that line even further, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do downgrade. The second they downgrade, I'm going back to sleep. I don't know if you guys just heard that.
Okay, thank you, Billy. Is that the jet stream diversion?
Yes, it is. Yes, that is very much so. The National Weather Service did remove that destructive tag from the Tarrant County cell. The winds have come down. However, they are still considering it. So we're going to go over to Shreveport here. And we have a big destructive tag here. I didn't even think the winds would make it this far. But we are seeing at like 5,000 feet up, 60, 70. The storm which prompted the warning has weakened below destructive limits. Therefore, the warning has been canceled. However, winds to 70 mile per hour and heavy rain are still possible with the thunderstorm. A PDS, severe thunderstorm watch, remains in effect until 4 a.m. A severe thunderstorm warning still remains in effect for all of Tarrant County until 12 a.m. So for the next 10 minutes here, they're going to have that destructive, that considerable tag. I just came back because of the Tarrant County destructive tag and the fact that they were about to have a tornado warning there. With that being said, I have a lot of stuff to do in the morning. I am monitoring it. I am listening in. I am making sure it doesn't get too significant. If we do see, again, 90 mile per hour winds, we'll come right back. I'm setting myself up to come right back. But right now, as of now, I got a lot of stuff to do. I gotta get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I'm only getting 6 hours of sleep, if that, probably closer to 5 tonight. So I need to get sleep. I'll be monitoring and listening in to everything that's happening, and if I do feel the need to come back, we'll be right back. 90 mile per hour winds will probably bring us back. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. I'm sorry I'm leaving with 2 destructive tags, one here and one in Abilene. I'll be monitoring them both, just without looking. I'll be listening. Another destructive tag or tornado warning, I'll be wide awake, because I do have that enabled. Alright, thank you for tuning in, everyone. I am sorry I'm leaving. Peace out.